So what are my thoughts on Jake Paul's boxing career? Well, I don't like, spreading hate purposely, but I don't like the direction his career has gone. And to start with, I was a big fan of Jake Paul. I thought, he's a YouTuber, he's got loads of money, he's not got a proper job, he's probably just not spending his days very productively. I could see that boxing was probably what he needed in his life. The discipline that a sport like boxing takes, giving him something to, wake up for every day, giving him some purpose in life. I thought, yeah, I can see that, Jake, this guy who's getting in trouble a lot, I can see how he can need boxing in his life. And, to be fair, like his first six fights, they all made sense because they were all like progressively working his way upwards. And as a boxing fan, I really enjoyed the whole Tommy Fury fight. Jake really knows how to sell a fight. There was a lot on the line. They were both undefeated. Jake Paul had brought up the fact that, he's a boxer now, so he couldn't really lose to the first proper boxer he'd fought. And obviously Tommy Fury, with that Fury name, couldn't lose to a YouTuber. And I thought the fight was good. Like, both fighters did well. I thought Tommy ran it, fairly clearly in the end. But, Jake, it was a competitive fight. Jake did well, caught Tommy with some good shots. And I was pretty happy with the way his career was going. I was interested in his career, but I'm just tired of seeing him fighting MMA fighters that just weigh so much less than him. You want fights to be competitive, right? And I know in boxing, obviously your first 10, 15 fights are all against journeymen, but these journeymen have a lot of experience and they know how to hold themselves in a ring. When you're fighting all these, smaller MMA fighters who haven't got a boxing background, it gets a bit boring after a while. Like, I guess it's good for the fans who just want to see knockouts, but I have no interest in watching Jake Paul knock out another MMA fighter who is so much smaller than him. Like, I'm just done with it. What point is it classed as bullying? Like, boxing is exciting because it's competitive fights, right? You get two guys on an equal level and you go, oh, I don't know who's going to win this. That's what it was like with the Tommy Fury fight. Even the Nate Diaz fight I enjoyed because, Nate Diaz is really tough. And I thought that was a good fight. But I'm just sick of seeing him fight, MMA fighters who we all know he's going to beat. Like, there was no build-up or excitement to the fight because we all know exactly what was going to happen. Because we'd seen it before. Jake Paul fights an MMA fighter and knocks him out. Like, I wonder if Jake Paul would actually have more success in MMA because I feel like MMA is a bit more of a chaotic sport. There are most MMA fighters have more losses than boxers because there's so much more that can go wrong, right? Instead of just fists, you got to think about, leg kicks, takedowns, kicks to the head, knees, elbows. If you just want to win a belt, maybe MMA is the way to go because he does have a background in wrestling. And in those 4-ounce gloves, I do think Jake could do some real damage. Because with most boxers, a lot of them start when they're like, 10 years old. So they've just been practicing, these shots over and over. And there's a lot less opportunity for people who start the sport later on in life to win a world title. I'm not saying it's impossible because people do it, but I'm just saying, MMA might be an easier route. A lot of MMA fighters generally start their career a bit later. And, this, as I said, there's a bit more chaos, a bit more chance for a newbie to win in an MMA fight. So I do wonder if maybe Jake should go down that MMA route. As I said, he could do some real damage in his 4-ounce gloves. If not, I mean, personally, I would like to see him try and take the professional route, like try and fight. I guess I don't know what weight it would be, probably cruiserweight, right? As I said, I think he should try and fight some of Vidal Riley's old opponents, but I think he isn't doing that because I think he knows he would lose to Vidal Riley and most professional boxers. So I guess he's chosen the kind of money fight route, which again, I don't hate. I just want them to be competitive and I want that to be, build up. Like Jake Paul, KSI, I'm all for that fight. That'd be really exciting. Huge consequences for whoever loses, Neither fighter wants to lose that. It's been built up for ages. That's a fight I want to see. Tommy Fury match, would love to see that as well. I think he's the perfect dance partner for Jake. Do I want to see him fight Mike Tyson? Not really. I think the whole boxing community is going to hate him if he does beat Mike Tyson. Because, you're knocking out a guy everyone loves. Everyone's going to hate you. And I don't know if it's a good look, like, knocking out a 60-year-old man. Like, I'm not saying that, Mike Tyson is a write-off, but, if Jake Paul does win, I don't see what he gets from it. I mean, obviously you get the Mike Tyson name on your record, but I think you'll lose a lot of fans. I don't know how good it will look knocking out a 60-year-old. I mean, there is some excitement behind the fight because there's always that, oh my God, what if Mike Tyson can knock out Jake Paul? What if, everyone says power was the last thing to leave. Maybe he could just hit Jake with that shot and do the unthinkable and, create the massive upset. So yeah, I just thought I'd give my thoughts on Jake Paul's career. As I said, I started off a fan of Jake Paul. I like what he was doing. It was entertaining. The fights he was taking made sense up to Tommy Fury, where he either needed a rematch or he needed to fight some boxing journeyman, or I think maybe he should do MMA. Try something different, I don't like all this fighting of MMA guys who weigh so much less than him. It feels like bullying, and I want to see him in competitive fights. But, as I said, at least he takes boxing seriously. He's probably the best influencer boxer, depending if you think Tommy's professional or influencer. So yeah, I don't say this from a place of hate. I'm just, saying this is how I think Jake can, improve his career and get some fans, back on his side. I'm sure he's got enough fans already, but if he wants more, hardcore martial art fans to get behind his back. So yeah, leave me your thoughts in the comments down below. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.